Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to a quick time event with the Coins to Continue crew. Really, only me, but we have special guests. Earlier today, we did a Big E3 Roundup where we had Katie and Felicia on as we return to making content after a little bit of hiatus. And we're hitting y'all with a double whammy. We've got extra guests with us. First off, I want to say we have Sharif. He has been with us on the quick time event before.
Hey, everybody. Happy to be here, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for joining us. And we also have two guests, the hosts of the show radio. One of them is clearly very excited right now. To clarify his excitement, he also listened to some Big E right before we started. So, like, super
right now.
He's playing it right now. We have Andrew and Danny from the show radio. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for having us.
Hey. Long overdue. Thank y'all for joining me at this very late hour, but we're very glad to have y'all on. And one day we're gonna have to get everybody together with like the other co-hosts as well, because I know Felicia and Katie are probably mad at me for doing this without them, but they but I've already said my piece on E3. Let's talk with y'all. Plus, all three of you attended E3, so y'all can give a little bit of a different perspective. It was the first time for you, Sharif, right?
Yep. I was a newbie.
And for me.
And for you and Andrew?
Third one.
Third one. Okay. All right. Well, you might be a little jaded. We'll get to you last. All right.
I'd be surprised, man. I'd be surprised. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Danny, how did you feel experiencing your first E3?
It was definitely exciting and one to cross off my bucket list. But I will put a disclaimer there that I did not go there on a press badge at all.
Oh.
I was on there on a consumer badge. So I have like two ways of like looking at that. Is I'm grateful to have gotten to go and experience it, even on my consumer badge. And I'm incredibly grateful for Andrew for holding my hand, because if I went there by myself, I don't know what I would have done. I would have just be like, oh, the pretty colors. But with that being said, I don't think consumers should be allowed to attend E3.
Whoa! Drop the hand
here from a guest that had a consumer badge. Consumers shouldn't be allowed. Shots fired. All right.
It shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. Or if not, if at worst they really want to bring that little bit of extra money in, consumers should have one day. One. That's it. I don't even think they should have the whole day, because it was absolutely ridiculous. And being there and watching, to me, the way that I took it, even though I was there kind of like on a business level, trying to make those connections and those relationships, and Andrew was like really awesome in teaching me all these things. As a consumer and just wanting to check out the showroom floor, I felt terrible, like I was interrupting somebody's job. I felt like I was making their work harder. Like I felt like, even though I wasn't one of those, what's the nice word here, impolite people that were standing in the way to take a picture.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of those.
Yeah, there were a lot of those. I still felt like I was in the way, because you see these people trying to make these meetings, trying to, get these interviews done, and they're like fighting through crowds. And I felt bad. I felt absolutely terrible. Like if I wasn't there for the reason that I was, and with Andrew, and I was just there to just go to a normal con, like I would feel completely off, because I was just making people's lives and jobs so much harder. I wouldn't want to do that for my personal like day job, to have like all of these people getting in my way when I'm trying to do what I need to do to make a living.
Understood. How about you, Sharif?
Yeah, I mean, my first E3, I had a great time, man. I think everybody's first, is kind of a special thing. I definitely feel that way. Like Danny said, the bucket list thing, definitely in full effect. Since I've been wanting to, go to the big gaming deal since it was part of CES, back in the day. I do differ in a way that I like that that it is open to consumers, but I do think that it was completely mismanaged, and that they just kind of threw 15,000 extra people in there with no plan, no anything. They just said, well, we'll do it the same way we've always done it with this many people. And because of that, lines are crazy. It was disorganized. You know, I did almost every meeting I went to was behind.
Yeah.
Especially if I had like a 3 o'clock or a 4 o'clock kind of meeting in the afternoon, they were all just pushed all the way back. So I just think that they need to do a better job with the organization of it. And I do think that they should have some press exclusive time as well. So yeah.
I agree with you there. One of the appointments I went to on the third day, they were telling me that on the first day, not a single person that they had scheduled showed up on time. And first day was easily the worst out of them all.
It was horrible.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that the consumers that were able to purchase them were only able to purchase 1 day passes. That's what was explained to me. So I guess a lot of people purchased the first day and not so many purchased the second and third. Plus on the second and third, it seemed like they got a bit more organized with at least how you get into the event, because the first day was psychotic with the line going all the way outside and down the road. You know what I'm saying?
But how can they not plan for that? That's not like a spur of the moment plan that you do.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that months out. Like,
yeah, and not having like press entry of any sort. They didn't even have industry entry in a different place. It was only exhibitors. Industry and press had to wait in line with the regular consumer badges. And yeah, that was confusing. But Andrew, let us know how you feel.
I feel great, man. Definitely a new experience for me. This one felt like a new E3 for me, even though this was the third year, especially experiencing it with Daniela for sure. Having the ability to share E3 with someone for the first time, it's very satisfying, very rewarding, and that's where I'm at right now, man. So as far as like, the first day was crazy and stuff like that. But the conversation that you end up having in terms of building relationships and stuff, which is where I'm at. I guess that's my pitch. If anything right now is going back to basics and doing the relationship thing and growing as partners. And I've truly blessed, man. I'm in a good place, definitely to have her with me, which is great.
Sweet.
Oh,
Dope. Very dope.
you feel a little more fuzzy.
Group hug.
Group
hug, y'all. You gotta do it.
Hug.
Or
Let me go get my tissues. This is so.
I love you so much.
this is gonna be the highlight. I'm gonna just put this up, just this highlight clip. That's it. But to piggyback off what y'all said about kind of like building relationships and stuff, with all of the things that were happening inside the expo hall, I did learn that it is much better to connect and network outside of the expo hall at like the JW and the other places around that. I didn't know that the JW was kind of the hub for people to hang out, like in the lobby and stuff. Pretty much anyone that anyone you can imagine passes through there at some point. So for the people that are out there to work, keep that in mind, just in case next year they just don't change how they structure E3. That'll be a good thing to keep in mind. It won't help you with making your appointments to see the actual games, but you'll be able to connect with a lot of other people in other ways. So
can I tag on that real quick?
Go right ahead.
Yeah, so the show floor is almost like an installation too, for meetings, because there's actually tables there depending on the person that you're going to talk to. There was a tweet that was sent out by someone who recently followed us, and we just tracked them down on the show floor because we knew they had a booth there. And we had a meeting of partnerships and collaboration on the show floor. So that could be even like an installation for, you're having that conversation with the person on the show floor and you're getting stuff done while everybody's standing around doing whatever that they're doing. So you're definitely right about JW. I really took advantage of it this year more than the last 2 years. But the show floor, depending on the person, if they have a booth, table behind closed doors that's closed off to the actual public, you can make some stuff happen there too.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to be the solution going forward. Because did y'all go down into the concourse, like in the middle, in between the halls?
Yeah, I went there.
That was like the best space for going to meet with people and play the games and stuff. I didn't really see any of the, as we call them, neon badges hanging out down in that area. It was kind of like free from of the hustle and bustle and everything.
Well, I mean, when I went there, they were checking badges to get in to there.
Okay, so I didn't realize only like I guess press and industry were allowed back.
Well, yeah, because it's a meeting space. So if you don't have a meeting, technically you shouldn't be in there, even if you are media, you know.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I had a few meetings in there, and yeah, I didn't see anybody that wasn't, you know, there specifically for a meeting there. But like, yeah, that was a perfect space because you know it's boring though. It's like going to
super quiet.
It's like going to a cubicle farm. It's just rows and rows of desks of like offices and signs and stuff. But once you go in there, you got a completely quiet space. I was able to do some interviews there that like we posted out to the Spawnami feed. So yeah, it was definitely a great space to also and this is true both in the concourse and the exhibit hall floor as well, a place to meet the PR contacts for these companies, both ones that you've already had a relationship with via email, but you never met in person. And if you're trying to get a contact at a company, it's a good way to find out what those names are and what those companies are to be able to, you know, to establish that relationship. So that's the biggest thing I learned was how much external PR agencies really controlled access to the companies. I guess I had always thought that the companies had their own internal outreach people that they used, but it's not. It's all external companies. So,
yep, true.
Yeah.
And it helps whether you're, you know, any kind of content creator, you probably have communicated with these people. It helps just to go and create a conversation with them, have a conversation with them so they can put a face to the name that they've been coordinating with over all this time. It's helped me significantly with like Devolver Digital, Focus Home, all of those people, you know, really close with them. And it's been wonderful as far as trying to get some kind of content or set up an interview, any kind of stuff like that. They're really helpful with that. So you're definitely right. That's a good place to go and kind of cultivate those relationships if you have the opportunity to do so. Now, enough about the event itself and its site. Oh, by the way, did y'all know that a fight broke out like over a bag? That's another element of yeah. Like, did y'all notice they were giving out like collector's bags where the first day was Super Mario, the second day was Mega Man, and the third day was Batman and Joker? They had like these special E3 bags, and apparently a fight broke out for the first one because they were just like throwing them in the bin and letting people go at it as opposed to
what a terrible idea.
Right, but not everybody was doing that though.
That's like The Walking Dead,
are those
man.
Those bags that were sitting in the bin out in the lobbies?
Yes.
Really?
I've got one somewhere.
That's like
I wanted one of those bags, but then every time it was empty. There was a line waiting for a bag, and I'm like, I don't want to wait. I don't have time.
You could have
no
fought
lines.
somebody for theirs. You could have fought somebody.
Yeah, right. The line that's the organized joint. You would have been okay, but you go somewhere else, you got to fight, you know, tooth and nail to get a bag.
Oh
but,
no!
Not doing that.
No.
They got a little crazy with it. But moving on, let's talk about the games themselves and the experiences that y'all saw out there. There were a lot of conferences, and Sharif and Danny, it was the first time for y'all. Y'all have, I would assume y'all have watched streams before, of course.
Yes.
Right? Did you feel a huge difference being able to be there in person?
Ooh, that's the one that I cannot answer. I
the consumer badge. So you didn't go to any.
I had the neon badge that I hid every chance I possibly could. Anytime I went up to talk to somebody, we were like, we're gonna hide this under here so that you take me a little bit more seriously and not judge me by the color of my badge.
It's like, they ran out of the clear joints. This
it's a character.
Left right now.
Yeah, so as long as I didn't need to see it anywhere, I'm like, I'm hiding this. Nobody needs to know I have this.
I'm sorry, I forgot. Sharif, did you get to go to any of the conferences themselves?
Yes, so I went to just about all of them. The only ones I did not go to was Ubisoft, the PC Gaming Conference, and I was not part of the footage that was in the Devolver Digital conference. So I didn't virtually attend that one. And let me tell you, these press conferences, they are, I mean, I knew that they're basically huge production hype fests.
Right.
So there is a value to going to them. However, if you're at home watching a stream, number one, you have a way better seat than you probably will at the press conference. And number two, you know, usually as the press conferences is going, like the companies are, you know, posting to YouTube and tweeting out the sort of full versions of these videos if like you want to see them again or at like a higher kind of fidelity. And I'm so used to that from watching it like remotely that I kind of hated that I would see something once and then even if I wanted to, I couldn't pull it up on that crappy internet connection and like kind of cell connection in the conference. So there's kind of pros and cons. I mean, I definitely liked being part of the buzz and the atmosphere, and like you know, and like it was cool to just sit amongst like your peers and stuff. But honestly, especially in terms of like coverage, I guess I couldn't really live tweet the thing. You know, like my connection wasn't really that good, and I really do enjoy that part of E3 when I wasn't attending, was like participating in sort of the live kind of conversation. Yeah, so I mean, I liked the experience, but I was definitely missing some of the interactivity of attending, of viewing it on a stream.
Work. I definitely agree with you there. Andrew, with this being your third time, did you go to the actual conferences this time?
Yeah, I went to PlayStation. I was in the air when Microsoft was happening.
Okay.
And so I couldn't make that, but it's still fun to go to because some of them do the food stuff before you go inside.
I was waiting for somebody to mention it. I didn't want to be the first one to say it.
Yeah, and then you have Devolver did between where they Figaro and Chico, and they had some food stuff in their section with the games and stuff like that. So it's just the environment, right?
Yeah,
of being there and being able to access to your friends that you've been talking to for a long time. So that whole experience is great. Even if you don't necessarily go to the press conferences and you're there, it's the atmosphere and the build up from all the months, all the leaks, all the little announcements just before and stuff like that. So definitely still enjoyable to go to them. You know, as it's been already said, it is a hype fest for the most part, but it's a hype fest in Los Angeles with your friends while you're watching that. So that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, and I was at the Sony conference. I was sitting right behind Hip Hop Gamer, so it was a super hype fest, extra hype fest,
completely.
Yeah. Matter of fact, you can spot me and Tatiana from the Coalition in the background of some of his better moments that was captured for gift form on Twitter. We just hanging out there, like, just wilding. But
immortalized.
Yeah. So Danny, you didn't get to go to the conferences, but you saw the streams. So tell us, what were some of the things some of the games, some of the experiences that stood out to you most from any of the conferences?
Oh boy. Well, I didn't. The only one that I didn't get to watch was the Sony one. I didn't get to see that one.
Okay.
But there was. Okay, wanting to go and see it live definitely is on my bucket list. Let's start with that. Mainly because every time they said see it in 4K, I'm like, yeah, on my 1080 stream. Yes, I will totally see this in 4K. That's like the only reason why I would want to. Is just to be able to see it in that way and see how beautiful they intend and want people to see it as.
Right.
But I think right now the number one game that I've been thinking about this too, because when people ask me, it's like, oh, what are you most excited to see or play? The number one game that comes to me is Anthem.
Yes.
Like I saw the teaser stuff for it. I'm like, I don't know what this is about. I can't be excited over something I don't understand. And then when they started showing the gameplay, I'm like, oh my God, you got me.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny because they're showing the gameplay and how easy it is to party up. And this is what I love about game demos. They make it seem like you have the nicest friends when you party up. There is no way. There is no way. When I send an invite, my friends are like, hey, how are you doing today? No, they're going to be, hey, what's up? And, some joking curse word there. That's not nice to say, but, it's not friendly. It's not friendly. No.
No, somebody's got to make like a real version of that. Matter of fact, Sharif, spawn on me. Y'all got to do a real gameplay demo.
Because like for real. And on top of that, to have somebody so ready to jump on to play, for me, I don't know if this is for anybody else. For me, when I'm like, hey, let's get on and play, my friends are like, yeah, we're gonna do it. It's like 2 hours later before they're actually ready. And I'm like, I need friends who are like ready just like that. I have like over 100 friends on my friends list I can play games with. It never takes anybody that quick to jump on and be ready to play.
Oh, I definitely understand your pain there.
But it's like I love gameplay like that. I'm sorry, go.
All right, no, good. So Anthem was your standout. Were there any others that kind of left an impression?
Two of them. They're two smaller indie games. The Artful Escape and The Last Night.
The Last Night. Okay, got it. Artful Escape. I don't remember what that one is.
They were just very. They were just. I don't quite remember. I just remember them being very visually stunning, and the music was spectacular. That it leaves me right now like wanting to find out more about the story and more about the game. They just showed it during the expo. I don't think they went into like full details. I'm like, this is what this is, but it captured me enough to want to like, I need to know more about this game. And I love that about teasers. If a teaser can get me to do that, then I know that's a game that I have to add to my list.
Got it. Understood. Andrew, what were your standouts?
Spider-Man, of course, Beyond Good and Evil, Ori and the Blind Forest. Those are the main. The mice game was pretty dope.
Oh, Moss, yes.
Yeah, that was dope. I really enjoyed that. There was some other stuff for Xbox. I don't necessarily remember them because they were forgettable.
Why are you gonna be like this?
You want me to be honest, man? I'm gonna be honest. You know,
had Anthem, man. They had Anthem at their press conference.
Anthem was dope. Cuphead. I'm waiting for it. That's my new Contra. Once I get it, if I get it, when I get it, when that actually happens.
That delay for 3 years, man. Ain't no telling.
Man. But you're giving the developer all the time they need to get it done, right? So when it comes out, it should be perfect, right? It should be a Mario type perfect, maybe. Yeah. But I don't know if I'm gonna get that. But outside of that, Spider-Man really did it for me. God of War did it for me. Ori did it for me, and then the mice game, which I'll probably never play, but I really enjoyed that. That was entertaining for me. I really enjoyed that.
It's crazy because like I got to play Moss. I actually got a chance to play it, and I felt like the charm of that game wasn't accurately displayed during that trailer. I don't think people could really feel how awesome it was, but you apparently liked it from the trailer itself. I wish you would have gotten a chance to play it because it's just very endearing, and the character himself is really awesome. You play like this god, and you can like look down in the water and see your reflection. And
is it like Unravel? Awesome, captivating.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Nice. And it was so good to me. I hope that it becomes like the poster child for PlayStation VR.
Wow.
It was that good of an experience for me.
That sounds great.
It was really cool. Yeah. I can't wait to see what the full game looks like for that one. But if you have to choose one, what's your top most standout game that you saw out there?
Who do you want to go that first?
No, you. Out of the ones that you just named.
That's tough, but I'll do Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? Okay. Got it.
That didn't seem so
we talked about that.
You're quick on that
Yeah,
answer.
it didn't seem tough at all.
Oh, that's tough, Spider-Man.
So even when
I've had a chance to talk about it and think about it. Think about it, man. So you prepped me for this show, so I try to come prepared. But Spider-Man did it, man.
Word. All right, Sharif, your standout titles.
Well, I didn't do my set of games yet, so I'll just do those. And then I'll do the standout. I can tell you what this. Well, I didn't play it, so it doesn't.
That still counts.
I can't say I can, but yeah, definitely Mario Odyssey is by far the standout to me. I think for the second year, like Nintendo has said, we're going all in on this one game. They did it with Zelda last year, in a different way in that they didn't show anything else, but Zelda proved to be incredible. And from what I've seen of Mario Odyssey, it looks incredible as well. I feel like they finally got back to that joy and the kind of open world stuff of the original 3D games. I've been listening to that damn like One Up Girl song for the theme song for Mario Odyssey like way too much. like the little jazzy thing where like Pauline is singing. And yeah, that is the joint. That is the joint. I can't wait for it. Also, I do have to agree with Danny on like Anthem. I thought Anthem looked amazing. I was also really, really impressed by, this was like a behind closed doors game, but they did recently, I think they publicly released the trailer for Crytek's Hunt, which is like a 2-on-2 kind of like game where you're hunting targets, and it, you know, it's the Cry engine, so it looks incredible. You know, like the atmospheric sound, everything is dope. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I think Ubisoft just had an amazing showing of games, like Assassin's Creed, especially, was really, really, really impressed by, especially because when we went to play the demo, they basically said, yeah, just do what you want for 15 minutes, you know? And we just all just went around, and the three of us, we all ended up at different areas. Like, it was just really cool. Like, and they really did put a lot into sort of, I feel like, that game to make it different from the other Assassin's Creed. So it felt fresh. And in general, you know, I like also enjoyed like the Mario and Rabbids game as well. So yeah, I think that Ubi, you know, I like that they had like the new IP with Starlink, and then they also had, you know, I'm not really a big South Park fan, but I heard some positive stuff about that as well. So yeah, I mean, those are kind of like some samplings of the games I really like, but Odyssey is the number one.
Okay. Just like I asked Felicia and Katie, you weren't creeped out by him possessing people with the hat, man? That was cool with you?
Well, first of all, as a Nintendo tweeted, he captures them. Okay? With,
that makes it way better.
You know what I'm saying?
Way better.
Cappy the Cap, who I was about to fight someone with a consumer badge for, because I wasn't gonna wait I wasn't gonna wait in line for that hat that everybody had. Like, I wasn't gonna wait 3 hours in the line for it.
Was you chopped somebody in the throat, snatched it, and ran out?
yeah. It did look creepy because I was watching people play, and it did look creepy when they possessed like business people just walking down the street. Like, it was kind of a violation, I feel like. Like, you know what I'm saying? But hey, if anybody can do it, big Italian stereotype can. So yeah.
Or I love how Nintendo is always ready with the PR, the ammo. They already got an answer. Was it like somebody? I don't know if it was you tweeted it, but somebody's talking about how they asked if it hurts when he captures them or possesses them or something, and like their instant response to that is Mario doesn't feel pain. I'm like, that doesn't answer our question.
Mario's a G. He don't feel pain.
I mean, Mario can die. He can die.
He's a gangster, bro.
Yeah, it's like, yo, that's
a great answer though.
I didn't know Mario was like a Terminator, but
clearly we going into some dark corners for these next
sent from the future.
Or did y'all feel like there was anything that y'all definitely expected to be at E3 this year that wasn't? Like a kind of a glaring miss for y'all? Mine was Shenmue 3, which I pretty much knew wasn't gonna be there anyway, but I'm really, really amped to see how that game is progressing. So that was kind of my big whiff for E3, which, you know, we might get it later. We might get it Tokyo Game Show. We might get it at the PlayStation Experience, but I was hoping to see it while I was there. Any games y'all missed out on? Sharif?
Yeah, I was hoping to see Smash Brothers, but then I got rewarded by the announcement of Metroid Prime 4, so I can't be too mad about it. But like, I was looking forward to having a like portable Smash Brothers, because I really enjoyed it on the 3DS. They actually made a pretty good version of it for the 3DS. So to be able to have like the actual high fidelity console version on the go, I'm pretty excited about. So I was a little disappointed that there was no Smashless. I think Charles froze.
Yeah, I think so too.
He was so captivated by what you said. So he was like, wow, I need to really
I'm sad.
hone in on this zen that you just dropped on me. And
Yo,
Enjoy this wonderful information.
I had to drop that science.
Powerful, bro. What did you, man? That was some
You broke
STEM
him.
dopeness he dropped on him.
Yeah.
So right, he's chilling.
Nah.
I think Nintendo is the one that I didn't get to watch.
I think the
no,
hat captured him.
I did watch Nintendo. I did watch Nintendo's.
He got captured by the hat.
It was like 35 minutes long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was really short.
Yeah, it was like 30, 35 minutes. But yeah, it was mostly their booth like that's another example of how they just did not like. I think like Nintendo's booth was like emblematic of how bad the organization was, because it was just a big like mosh pit of people. Like it was ridiculous. And like I was interviewing like some people there, and they were saying like if you weren't one of those people that like ran to the booth as soon as it opened, like you were instantly waiting like 3-4 hours to play, you know, a 10-minute, 15-minute demo. Like it's crazy, you know. So
as much as I wanted to play some of the games, I don't know, I couldn't compel or convince myself to stand in those lines.
Yeah, it's
the moment I saw how long it was, I was like, nah.
Yeah, I couldn't do that either, because like my appointment with Nintendo got screwed up, and like I did get to play like a Pokken tournament and Splatoon 2 and stuff, but I couldn't get into Odyssey. So I was like, look, do I like want to actually wait on this 2-hour line when I could be going around and making contacts and doing all that stuff? And it was like, nope, I just got to miss out on it, because no. Yeah.
That's exactly how I felt. So I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. Whereas I had friends who were there on the consumer badge, and their whole thing was, I just want to play Destiny. That's it. If I can play Destiny once, it would be worth it to me. And they bought the 3-day badges. Those things were $250. And in my head, I was like, you're going to pay $250 to play Destiny maybe once?
Yeah,
like,
and that's not counting the flight if they had to fly and all that stuff. Yeah.
I thought that was crazy. I'm like, no.
Some gamers are crazy.
Like there's no game that I would ever want to pay $250 just so I can play it a couple months earlier, like one little stage. I couldn't.
I agree. And like I don't even think it showed that well. I think that the mode that they chose to show for Destiny 2, like I wasn't a fan of. So I didn't really enjoy it. Like I know
bro.
Those are fighting words right there.
Watch your mouth, bro.
I did not enjoy it.
That's some fighting words right now, bro.
But I do know that, you know, in sort of the upstairs behind the scenes stuff that they were showing, like the campaign and like in the strikes and stuff, which I wish I had a chance to play, because I didn't like the countdown multiplayer stuff they had. But I'll tell you one thing that I really enjoyed that I was a little bit surprised by was Call of Duty, like the World at War
yes, sir.
game. It played really well. Like it really, I was like, well, it's like World War One. So am I going to be like reloading things for like 5 minutes? Like, is it going to be like a weird pace? But they figured it out, and it felt really good. And yeah, I was excited about a Call of Duty game for the first time.
Danny. It's time to go back.
I'm not playing Call of Duty. I'll play Destiny. I will not play Call of Duty.
Woo! That game was dope.
I'm good. Me too.
I really enjoyed that.
Are you not a Call of Duty fan, Danny?
No. I've had my fill.
You've had your
I'm
fill.
good.
Okay. Oh man,
I'll play Battlefield.
See now I've had my fill can mean a lot of things. That can mean that like you were like in some top rank clan or something.
No,
retired. Like, yo, I went out on top. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to get back in.
No, it bored me after a while. It really did. It really bored me, and it's just like this is the same thing every year, and I don't really care to play it anymore. And I find Battlefield to be a lot more appealing. There's more to do. They have these huge maps, and it's so interactive, and there's just so much. Whereas COD, I think you're just stuck to this.
No, I agree. I've always been more of a Battlefield fan than Call of Duty, always. But this Call of Duty, you know, I still enjoyed the Battlefield 1 DLC that I played at EA Play more than the World War II, the Call of Duty stuff, but I was still impressed by Call of Duty for the first time in a while. Like I was like, wow, they actually feels good, sounds good.
It's definitely immersive versus even Infinite didn't grab me as much as this one did, and even the fact that we're out there, the crowd was around and saying move this way, move that way, you know, behind you while you're trying to focus on the game and all that. There was definitely the music, the score, the experience, and you're seeing the players on the other side of the table, you know, fighting because you had the team deathmatch moment and stuff like that. So overall, I think that this one is going to bring me back to playing it like I used to play Modern Warfare, which is great.
Yeah. Did either of you guys get to play Battlefront 2 at all? Star Wars?
No, I did not.
I didn't play any games.
We saw Lost Legacy on the Uncharted thing. That was dope.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, that was really dope. Excited for that. Also saw, I guess, from the stream stuff via the laptop, Beyond Good and Evil, which was amazing. You know, so I'm really looking forward to that.